I really don't want to say the title of this episode because I know I am going to absolutely destroy it. Let's give it a go. Please feel free to phonetically tell me how this is meant to be pronounced. El Viaje Misterioso de Nuestro Jomer. Almost certainly 100% messed that up. But this is the 9th episode of the 8th season of The Simpsons. It's directed by Jim Reardon, and it aired originally in March 1997. And I quite like this episode. I've only seen it, I think, twice. Once before, and then, of course, once recently. And when I kind of think over the events that unfold, there's nothing about it that I found to be that exciting or that fascinating, but at the same time, I wasn't bored by it. There was nothing that I specifically would have done differently, would have liked to have seen unfold differently. So for me, it's definitely just a slightly above average episode that I don't mind watching. 8.6 out of 10 on IMDb across 3,500 reviews and ratings, so it definitely seems to be very or relatively well received. I'll read the description from IMDb. I don't usually do this with episodes of The Simpsons, but I feel like this sums it up very well without spoiling anything. And this says, after eating insanity peppers at a chili cook-off, Homer has a hallucination of a talking coyote urging him to find his soulmate. I mean, there are things in there that are definitely red flags for fascination. Talking coyote, very interesting. The idea of a chili cook-off, it's obviously quite a common thing, and it's really fun to see all the different characters of Springfield rallying around to either attend the cook-off or present a dish at the cook-off, which I think is quite interesting. And Homer obviously has a stomach made of steel. But one character, I won't say who, presents Homer with this deathly chili, and he eats it and hallucinates this coyote, and he begins to question his marriage. And what unfolds after is kind of heartfelt as he looks at the meaning of his relationship, but also just kind of trippy and, I guess, good fun. For me, it's not a personal favourite, as I said. There wasn't anything necessarily in it that I found to be particularly spectacular or particularly standing out to me as being very funny or very quirky. The coyote design, yep, had no problems with that. Also worth noting that the coyote is voiced by Johnny Cash, which is pretty cool, so that's definitely something that works in the episode's favour. I preferred it up until the point when Homer had this chili. I don't know why exactly, and it's not that I didn't like it after that point, but for me personally, that's where the fascination is. There's absolutely nothing about this that didn't work for me. There's nothing that I would change. It's just not necessarily a personal favourite, so I don't really have any more thoughts beyond that. It's one of those episodes that I can definitely take or leave. I'm wondering if there are any episodes of The Simpsons that I actually hate. I don't think there are. Maybe there are. I don't know. Certainly I don't think I've reviewed any. But certainly this one is not a personal favourite. But no, I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate it. I'd love to know what you think of it. I'm not going to try and pronounce the title again. Again, please feel free to phonetically correct me with how I should have pronounced that. Not a bad episode, but unlikely to ever be a favourite.